There's no one watching. There's no applause. There are no lights. Just you and your decision. The world sleeps, but you awaken what others keep silent. Because there's a voice inside you that doesn't need approval. A voice that doesn't scream, but doesn't go quiet either. That voice is you. Discipline doesn't scream. It doesn't boast. It doesn't seek validation. It only appears when the noise dies down. When everyone gives up, you get up. Not because it's easy, but because you can't betray yourself anymore. Every night you choose to train, you're building something that no one can take away from you. You don't train for likes. You train to not give up. When no one believes in you, every blow, every step, every breath is a silent declaration, a way of saying, I am here, I am committed, I am awake. You're not seeking recognition, you're building character, and that isn't shouted, it's demonstrated. Because reading about courage doesn't make you brave. You have to tremble, hesitate, and still take the step. Transformation doesn't happen in theory, it happens in practice, in every uncomfortable conversation, in every boundary you learn to set, every time you choose your well-being over the approval of others. Because pain doesn't stop you. It reminds you that you're alive, that you're fighting for something that matters. Fatigue isn't your enemy, it's your companion. Every muscle that burns, every night that aches, is part of the price you choose to pay. Not for perfection, but for consistency. Because you're no longer training to change your body. You're training to sustain your identity. This isn't motivation. This is identity, and every step is a promise you make to yourself. A promise no one else can understand. Because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. For that version of you that doesn't exist yet, but that you're already building. There are no shortcuts to what's worthwhile. Every fall teaches you what no book can. And every time you choose to keep going, you're writing your own truth. You don't train to be seen. You train to not give up. To hold on when everything else is shaking. To remember that your worth doesn't depend on results, but on your ability to keep going, even when no one applauds you. This isn't a routine, it's a ritual. It's not a goal, it's a consequence of having faced yourself and of having chosen to move forward without guarantees. This isn't motivation, this is identity. And if you're here, it's because you already know. Because you felt that emptiness that can't be filled with pretty phrases. You've been in that place where silence weighs more than noise, where doubts scream louder than advice, and yet you chose to move forward, not out of certainty, but out of conviction, because you understood that the path isn't revealed, it's built step by step, day after day, in every decision that no one sees. In every moment you could give up, but don't, because you no longer train to change your body. You train to sustain your story, to honor your process, to become someone who doesn't need to be understood, just to be respected. There are days when everything weighs on you, when your mind betrays you and your body asks for rest. Days when you wonder if it's worth it, if the effort, the sacrifice, the silence makes sense. But then you remember, not the result, not the goal, but the why. That moment when you decided you were no longer going to live halfway, that you were going to build something real, something of your own, something that didn't depend on anyone else. Because the world can take many things away from you, but it can't take away your determination to keep going. And that is what makes you invincible. Not muscle, not technique, but the will to come back, even when everything tells you not to. When no one is watching, you decide who you are. There are no witnesses, there are no medals, just you, your shadow, and your truth. Because discipline isn't a routine, it's a form of respect. Respect for your story, for for your wounds, for every version of you that fought to get here. You are honoring your process, your inner fire, your decision to never give up, ever.